Technique 9. The mechanics of producing a light plot and the light schedules. This episode demonstrates how to create a symbolic light plot and generate paperwork of an instrumental schedule and a color schedule from a light plot in Vectorworks. Technique 9 offers a shorter version and a longer version of this preparation. If you have taken intro to stage lighting and interested in lighting design, the longer version will enhance your knowledge and digital skill in the area. For others, you may take the shortcut for this preparation. You will be reminded to stop when the time comes. Prepare for a light plot. Open the file named MoxBoxSet, which you created previously. Create a new design layer and name it Light Plot. In Navigation Palette, make the Light Plot layer active, Set layer, Section layer, and a Horizontal Masking layer invisible. In Layer Option drop-down menu, select Gray, Snap Others. Save the document as MoxBoxSet Light Plot on your desktop for easy access. Create light positions. To produce a light plot, you need to start with creating lighting positions. Lighting positions are hanging points of the lighting instruments. They need to be established on a light plot layer before the lighting instruments are placed. VW provide numerous lighting instruments. They are available in Resource Manager VW libraries. Create a horizontal lighting position. To create a horizontal lighting position, do the followings. Go to Top menu, Tools, Workspace, Spotlight. In Tool Sets, Rigging, click on Lighting Pipe tool. On the Mode bar, select Point Insertion Mode and Align Center Mode and type 52 feet in the length slot. Make a click on the point where the center line and the first electric position meet to set the first electric hanging position. Select the pipe. Go to Top menu, Spotlight, Object Conversion, Convert to Hanging Position. A dialog box opens. Type First Electric in the name slot to label the hanging position. When prompted, click on the Create Symbol button. The label of the hanging position appears by the pipe. In Object Info Palette, set the Z height at 24 feet. Switch to front view to see the result of the pipe position high up in the air. Create vertical lighting positions. To create a vertical lighting position, take the following steps. Switch back to Top Plan View. Go to Tool Sets, Rigging, and click on Lighting Pipe tool. Select the Point Insertion Mode and Align Left mode and type 24 feet in the length slot. In the house, use Click-Drag method to draw a vertical line starting from the critical seat position in the house left and going downward. Select the pipe in house left and go to Top menu, Spotlight, Object Conversion, Convert to Hanging Position. Dialog box opens. Type FOH Vert 1 in the name slot to label the hanging position. When prompted, click on Create Symbol button. The label of the hanging position appears by the pipe. Go to Object Info palette to set the C height to 24 feet. Switch to right isometric view to see the result of the pipe positioned high up in the air. Note: beside the pipes, Vectorworks also has trusses and other tools to create hanging positions. Insert a lighting instrument and assign it to a hanging position. To insert and hook up a lighting instrument on a batten, perform the followings. Switch back to top plan view. Select the first electric batten. Go to Resource Manager to search for a lighting instrument named ETC Source 4 26 DEG and double-click on it to select it. To place the lighting instrument, click on the point where the center line and the first electric pipe meet, and drag your cursor to rotate your instrument upward. Release your cursor to finish the insertion. Check to make sure that the instrument is hooked up on the batten, either by going to Front View or by checking the C height of the instrument in Object Info palette. Note: for those who decide to take the longer version of this process, skip this note section and move on to the next section, Modify an Instrument's Attributes. For those who wanted to take a shortcut in the process, please do the followings. Use the same method that you use to create hanging position on the first electric to place 2 more hanging positions on the second electric and the third electric, and name the positions second electric and the third electric. Select the vertical hanging position in the house left and use the mirror tool to produce another vertical hanging position on the opposite side of the house, and go to Object Info palette to rename this hanging position FOH Vert 2. Use the same method that used to place the first lighting instruments on the first electric to place more lighting instruments in the following positions. 2 instruments at the left side of the vertical position, which is located on the right side of the house. 1 instrument at the furthest left position on the third electric. 1 instrument at the furthest left position on the second electric. Save the document. You are now prepared for the exercise in Technique 10, Episode 1, Lighting a Scene for Stage, and can skip the rest of the process in Technique 9. Modify an instrument's attributes. The attributes of an instrument can be modified either in Object Info palette or by double-clicking on the instrument. in the pop-up window the unit number, circuit number, channel, dimmer, color, focus, wattage, beam field angle, shutter, depth angle, etc. can all be modified. Set a color. To set a color for the instrument, do the followings. Double-click on the instrument. In the Lighting Device dialog box, click on Light Information tab. In Color slot, type R-302. If you do not know the code of the color, perform the following steps. Click on the Color drop-down menu and click on any of the Pick a Color icon located on the upper left corner. Select the color you want for your lighting instrument and click OK. The color you picked appears in the color slot. Set a shutter. To set a shutter for the instrument, click on the Shutters tab. Adjust the top shutter depth to 25% and the shutter angle to 0. Click OK to save these adjustments and exit the lighting device window. Set a focus point. A focus point sets the direction a light beam assembly will focus on. To focus a light beam assembly on an object or an area, a focus point needs to be assigned. To assign a focus point, follow the steps below. Create a new class and name it Focus Point Objects. Go to Navigation Palette to make the set layer visible. Go to Tool Sets, Lighting, and click on Focus Point. In the drawing area, click on the center of the coffee table to place the focus point. When a dialog box appears, name this focus point A. Type 2 feet as the focus height and click OK. In the drawing area, click on the chair located downstage left to place a focus point. When a dialog box appears, name this focus point B. Type 4 feet as the focus height and click OK. To set a focus point for the instrument, you can double-click on the instrument when the Light Device window opens. On the Lighting Information tab, select A in the Focus drop-down menu and click OK. As an alternative, you can do the followings. Click on the lighting instrument. Go to Object Info palette and scroll down almost to the bottom of the list. In Focus slot, type A. Your instrument is now assigned to the focus point A position. To see the result of setting this focus point, you can scroll back up to the middle of the list to check the drawing beam box. If you move a focus point, the light beam assembly associated with the focus point will move with it. You can also uncheck the Draw Beam box to hide the beam. Go to Navigation Palette to make the set layer invisible again. Create Label Legend. A label legend will display the information about a specific lighting instrument in a design layer. To create a label legend for the instrument, select the instrument. Go to Top menu, Spotlight, Label Legend, Label Legend Manager. When a dialog box appears, click Add. Name the label legend LL-1. On the first left column, Use in 2D column, check the following items and deselect everything else. position, color, focus. Note, you may check additional categories to label as needed. Click on Use Layout symbol. Click on the arrow to search for etc source 4 26 DEG if it is different by default, and click OK. In the Label Legend Manager window, select LL-1 and click on Edit 2D Layout. In Edit mode, drag position below the instrument, color above the instrument, and focus in the middle of the instrument. Exit the Symbol Edit window. Click on the lighting instrument, go to Object Info Palette, click on the Shape tab to make sure that the position is on the first electric, the color is R-302, the focus is on A, and select LL-1 in Use Legend drop-down menu. Now, the label legend for your first lighting instrument appears on and about the instrument. Duplicate and distribute instruments. Horizontal position. With the lighting instrument selected, go to Top menu, Edit, Duplicate Array. A dialog window appears. In Shape drop-down menu, select Linear Array. In Number of Duplicates, type 8. Check Cartesian Offset box. X 3 feet, Y 1 feet. Check Return in Original Object slot and click OK. You now have 9 instruments on the drawing area. Select all the instruments, go to Tool Sets, Lighting, click on the Align and Distribute tool. In the Align Distribute mode bar, choose Distribute mode and Evenly Inside Points mode. In the drawing area, click on the left end of the lighting position. Drag the mouse to the right end of the lighting position and make the second click. The lighting instruments are now evenly distributed on the first electric. Next, we're going to use the first electric position to create a few more positions. Select the first electric and all the lighting instruments associated with it. Activate the Move by Point tool in Basic Palette. Select the Distribute mode and Object Retention mode on the mode bar and set the number of duplicates to 2. Click once on the left end of the first electric and move your cursor upward. Press Tab to get to the following data bar. Enter 5 feet for the length and press Enter or return twice. Now you have 3 rows of instruments on your light plot. Deselect everything by double-click on the X key or click on the drawing area outside of objects. Select second electric and all the lighting instruments associated with it. Drag and drop while pressing the Shift key to align them with the second electric button position. Select third electric and all the lighting instruments associated with it. Drag and drop while pressing the Shift key to align them with the third electric button position. In Object Info Palette, name the position Third Electric. Select second electric In Object Info palette, name the position second electric. Next, let's switch some of the instruments to another type. Select all the instruments on the third electric. Go to Resource Manager to search for an instrument named ETC Source 4 PAR WFL and double-click on the symbol to select it. Go to Top menu, Spotlight, Replace Lighting Device. A dialog window appears. Check Replace Selected Instruments and click on the arrow to select ETC Source 4 PAR WFL. Click OK to exit the window. The new instrument appears on the third electric button. With the new instrument still selected, set Y rotation in the Object Info palette to 180 degrees. Now, by double-clicking on any instrument, you can edit its focus, color, and the brightness of the light beam in Lighting Device window under Light Information. Vertical position. Vertical position will have lights on both sides, representing light that stack on the top of each other. We will need 2 label legends for the vertical positions. To create 2 new label legends, go to Spotlight, Label Legend Manager. When the dialog box opens, click on Add. Another dialog box appears. Name the legend LL-2. Select the same attributes as LL-1, which is a position, color, and a focus, and click OK. In the Label Legend Manager dialog box, click on Add again. Another dialog box appears. Name the legend LL-3. Select the same attributes as LL-1 and LL-2, which is position, color, and focus. Check Use Layout symbol and click on the arrow to search for an instrument named Light Instrument ETC Source 4 26 DEG. Double-click on the symbol to select it and click OK to exit the window. In Label Legend Manager dialog box, select LL2 and click on Edit 2D Layout. A dialog window pops up. Select all the labels, position, color, and focus, and place them on the left side of the instrument. Exit the edit mode. For LL3, go to Spotlight, Label Legend Manager. In Label Legend Manager dialog box, select LL3 and click on Edit 2D Layout. A dialog window pops up. Select all the labels, position, color, and focus, and place them on the right side of the instrument. Let's now place some instruments on the vertical lighting positions. Go to Tool Sets, Lighting, and click on Lighting Device tool. If the default lighting device symbol is not ETC Source 4 26 DEG symbol, select it in Resource Manager by double-clicking on the instrument. Place the instrument on the top left side of the FOH Vert 1. Double-click on the instrument. On the Properties tab, set the position to FOH Vert 1. On the Light Information tab, select Focus to A and Color to R-36 and click OK. In the Object Info palette, set the Z height to 24 feet. Make 4 duplicates of this instrument using duplicate array and align them on the left side of the position. Distribute the instrument evenly. Use Align and Distribute mode on Toolsets Lighting. Select all 5 instruments and use the Mirror tool in Basic Palette to create 5 instruments on the opposite side of the lighting position. Select all the instrument and the lighting position and use the center line to mirror them on the opposite side of the theater. Select the lighting position on the house right and name it FOH Vert 2 in Object Info Palette. Select all the instruments on FOH Vert 2 and click Edit on Object Info Palette. Click on Light Information tab and switch Focus to B. Click OK to exit the window. Assign LL2 to the instrument on the left side of the lighting position by selecting the instruments. Click on the Edit button in Object Info Palette and click on the Properties tab to select LL2 in the Use Legend slot. Assign LL-3 to the instrument on the right side of the lighting position by selecting the instrument. Click on the Edit button in Object Info Palette and click on the Properties tab to select LL-3 in the Use Legend slot. Repeat these assignments, LL2 and LL3, to instruments on the left and right side of the position on the house left. Number the instruments. Select all the instruments on the horizontal positions. Select Spotlight, Spotlight Numbering. A dialog box appears. In the Object drop-down menu, select Lighting Device. In Field List, place a check mark on the left side of Unit Number. Set the prefix to S- and the start number to 1. Click OK to close the dialog box. From bottom right to top left, click on each instrument one by one. Then double-click on the blank area to finish the numbering. After the numbering process is finished, you should click on each instrument to check in Object Info Palette to make sure that they are all numbered correctly. Repeat this process, step 1 to 6, for the front of the house instruments on the vertical positions. In the Spotlight Numbering dialog box, you only need to change the prefix from S- to FOH- to number the lighting instruments on the vertical positions. Generate paperwork. Vectorworks can generate instrument schedule, hookups, and other paperwork. You can create customer reports as well. To generate paperwork for this light part, follow these steps. Create a new design layer, name this layer Paperwork, and click OK. In the new window, click on the Scale button to set the scale to 1:1 and click OK and OK again. In Navigation Palette, make sure that the Paperwork layer is Active layer. Go to Spotlight, Reports, Generate Paperwork. In the Generate Paperwork dialog box, under Schedules, select Instrument Schedule and Color Schedule and click on the Setup button. In the Schedule Formatting dialog box, select all the items under column order and then click the Move button with the Move Left arrow. Then select and move position, unit number, ink type, and focus in the available fields to the column on the right. Use Move button with the Move Right arrow. Click OK, OK, and OK again. The schedules are now available in the Resource Manager under your document file. Go to Resource Manager and click on the Home icon. Scroll down to see the color schedule and instrument schedule. Drag them to your design layer. You may want to adjust the column width of the schedules. To do so, double-click on the schedule and make any modifications that are necessary. Export your paperwork to PDF file as Markbox Set, Light Schedules, and save it on your computer. Save your project VWX file on your computer desktop for easy access.